Hi everybody, my name is Jonas Laws and I'm one of the directors and creators of The Force of Darkness. We just hit 10 million views, which is for us absolutely amazing. And that's thanks to you, all the comments, all the shares, all the love. So we just wanted to thank you with a little video, answer some of the most asked questions and comments, and perhaps talk about our future project as well. Yeah, let's get started. Vader should have won. Hands down the most written comment on our YouTube channel. Yeah, that could have been interesting. But it would have been really short, as people wrote. It would have killed him within seconds. That's not very interesting for us. We wanted to create something with some kind of arc in the story. And we felt that a Force vision was the way to go. We knew that people would get shocked when Vader got a lightsaber through him. But we thought that people would still stay to see the conclusion, which is that we see that Kylo Ren has had a Force vision. We could have made it a bit more obvious, perhaps, but it's a fine line between making something too obvious and just obvious enough that people get it. So why did it take so long? This is a good question. The original plan was that we were going to film most of the film in a real forest, but it turned out to be more complicated than we wanted. Due to weather, not getting enough snow, or it was too windy, so the smoke didn't stick. So then we decided to move into the studio. The core crew of The Force of Darkness is basically me and my colleague. We got a lot of help from a lot of good people, but it was basically up to us to find the time. And our daytime job is doing commercials, so we just had to find, the time in between projects. Another factor is that we got to borrow a beautiful studio of a friend of ours, and it also had to kind of click with his schedule. So we had to find time in our schedule, and then we had to find time in his schedule, and then we filmed it in small bursts, so we could film Kylo getting strangled and just looking around. That could be one day of shoot, and then we waited weeks, and then we filmed Vader putting up his hand. It was the only way for us to make this work. Another thing is that the first trailer we shot years back, when we filmed that, we were like, this is cool, but it wasn't good enough to make a whole film. So then we did the trailer. But our idea was to just make a film, just film a few more pictures out of that. But when we broke it down, we felt wait, we can do this better. We can absolutely do this better. So nothing of that original material is in this film. We reshot everything. So yeah, it takes a while. And we also wanted to make it look as good as possible. We could have probably released it earlier in a different quality, but we really felt like this is our passion project. Let's not just release something that's not as good as we think we can do it. Next question, why does it look so good? Thanks for that question. Wonderful question. I think the answer is a couple of things. One of them is that me and my colleague have had a production company, and we've been doing films since we were kids, so we have some sort of experience and background in this. The next thing is time. That's why it also took so long time, is because if you don't have the resources or the money, you have to put in the time. So yeah, experience and time, I think, is the answer there. The fighting is slow. Yeah, so there's a couple of things here. One of which is quite interesting for us to try to find the fighting styles between someone who is a bit slower, more controlled, and someone just like a train, just going forward, just hitting everything really aggressively. And we felt like we really wanted to stay true to Vader's fighting style. That was really important for us, because that's something that fans know exactly what it looks like and how it feels. So we felt like if that's the solid, then we have to change Kylo a bit to match that. And I feel like we nailed Vader really well. Another thing is that we haven't really seen Kylo fight someone he's actually scared of. He's just been fighting people he's been toying with and showing off. Here he wouldn't be showing off, we felt, because it's his idol, someone he fears. So I think we found a pretty good balance between those two. Another thing is that, of course, I'm not going to lie, it's a bit of experience. We haven't done a lot of action choreography, and it probably would look a bit different now, learning what we've learned from this project. But yeah, that's why the fighting is slow. So what were the stormtroopers and Kylo Ren looking for? Well, the kind of like background story is that Kylo Ren senses that something's on this planet. Either that he feels it himself or that he's getting manipulated to it, but something's on this planet. So he sends out this small troop of stormtroopers to go searching for whatever it is he's feeling. And that's basically it. He's kind of in tune to the Force, Kylo Ren. Also, it's the time period that he's looking for the map to Skywalker. So he's basically grabbing at straws, following breadcrumbs, because he feels like this feeling might have something to do with the map, which we come back to in the end credit scene. This is one of our favorite comments. Fake. Don't really understand what you people mean, but yeah, it's definitely fake. It's a fake Star Wars film, and one could argue that Star Wars itself is not real. It's not a documentary. So yeah, we've also not tried to trick anybody, because it says in the top, the title, that it's a fan film. But it's a fun comment. You're absolutely correct. It is fake. Another comment is the lightsaber that goes through Vader should just fall down. And we did some research here, and here's an example of it happening in Star Wars. It could also be that the hilt is lodged in the back of Vader, and that's why it's preventing it from going through him. But we felt it was quite a cool scene, so yeah, we wanted to do that. Another comment is that Vader should have felt the lightsaber coming behind him. And I get that. Our thinking was that Vader in this moment was kind of tormented by his decision, or the situation that he has to kill his grandson. So he was in that kind of mindset and distracted from his environment. That was basically our thinking. Also, it's a Force vision, so yeah, that's how that happened. Next question is, why does the voice actor to the stormtroopers suck? Sir, we still found nothing. Sir, we still... So, that's answering some of the comments. If you come up with any questions, don't hesitate to write them down in the comment section, and I'll try to answer them. So I wanted to talk a little bit about our next project. We felt we weren't really done with the Star Wars universe, but we still wanted to do something different to our last film. There's a little teaser of that down in the comment section, or the description, if you haven't seen that already. I don't want to give away too much, but basically we follow a couple of resistant fighters standing up towards the Galactic Empire. And a lot of the film is in a trench, basically. But it's going to be different. It's completely standalone to anything. But we feel it's fun. Release date, nothing's set in stone. We learned on the mistake of saying a date and missing it, but we're working on it. Just know that we're working on it, and when we're close, we'll release some more details. Thanks again for everything, and thanks to everybody who've made this film possible. We could not have done it without you, and we do apologize if we have forgotten anybody in the end credits. It's been an amazing journey, this, and let's hope for more cool things to come.